got to play Galactic Cruise. Now, this is a game where you are building ships and you are taking people to space, and hopefully they have a fun time. All right, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because board games are amazing, and that's what we do here at Legends of Nirvana. I will say, it's been a minute since I've done a review.
Yeah.
Randy's been out sick.
Yeah,
so
we've had a long tenure of COVID or something related running rampant in the house.
Flu something.
Yeah,
Randy got it. Sarah got
loop.
it. I was out for like 2 days battling it off. Luckily,
so
I was able to do that without going down.
Kind of stagger out our video posts.
I will say, I told Randy, I said, Randy, I'm chosen to actually play a game. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Because normally we play too many games and it went like dead for like 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and I was like, I don't know if I'm okay with this.
Yeah, and then we're going to probably have to stagger it some more because your surgery comes up next week.
Yeah. I mean, or we could get a bunch done. I don't know. Well, the thing is I won't be able to talk. So,
exactly.
So I may be like pantomiming in the video. I mean, we can definitely get some play, whether we review them or not. If you expect me to talk is the question. But overall, this game was actually really fun to play. I'm glad we got this back out. So this is the second time we played it. And Randy, can you tell us more about it?
Sure. This is a 2025 release. It was a Kickstarter. This is the all-in bundle, which was called Future CEO. The Board Game Geek rank for this is 1032, rating of 8.5. It's a 1 to 4 player game. Average length of 90 to 150 minutes. That obviously does not include setup or takedown because this is a beast for that. Age 14 and up. Design is by T.K. King, Dennis Northcott, and Colton Thompson. Art is by Ian O'Toole. Published by Kinson Key Games. It's got mechanics of action points, connections, in-game bonuses, and hand management. And as I mentioned, this was on Kickstarter for this set, which included 2 expansion boxes with it for $129 with all the upgraded pieces. The pre-orders that are coming out, that hasn't released in store yet, the cheapest I see online is Gamers Guild of Arizona, and that's $100.30, but that's just the base game by itself with none of the upgraded components. Card House has it for pre-order second cheapest for $109, and Game Nerds is it's the 4th cheapest. The 3rd one I've never heard of the company on though. Game Nerds is $119. And that's obviously tariffs may impact that. I don't know what the effects are going to be on those.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about quality of components. So you have screen printed workers. So you have 2 different kinds of workers. You have your scientist and your
laborers.
Cool people that have a book. They end up being your pilots. So your pilots, and then you have your scientist. And then,
you could actually assign the scientist to pilot as well.
That makes me a little nervous. Scientists and their ability
you
to
also
do the
have
adrenaline rush.
You got screen printed markers for all of your resources.
Yeah. There is a lot of like cubes. You have some cubes over here. You got some cogs. You do have these beautiful trays. The metal credits are really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Even your advertisements are plastic.
Now they had cardboard of everything in the box, which you didn't need any of the cardboard.
Yeah.
So except for these tokens, you're able to get rid of a lot of the cardboard, I should say.
Well, you do have the cardboard tiles for the actual ship making.
Yeah.
Card quality wise, it was a really good thickness. Yeah. I think they are.
They have a linen finish on them.
Yeah, linen finish on that. Overall, I'm really happy with the quality. Overall, I would probably give this 8.5 on quality. I mean, there's nothing breathtaking, but everything is done well.
Yeah, it's got game tray storage and game tray separators in the box, and it does give you specific instructions on how to put away the game. It's just a lot of components, and it's going to take a while to put it away. And all of the passengers are also screen printed, which you mentioned.
All right.
They also have these little dispenser boxes, which are really nice for the cardboard bits of the ship. As far as score of this, I'm probably going to give this a 9 because it does have the inlaid boards, which work really well
That's
too.
nice.
Yeah, I think everything's done really well. It's just I just hate putting this away and getting it out. It's almost like you want to play it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, like if you get it out, like play it, right? I would totally play this 3 or 4 times. And you even have your personal storage trays for your different players. So yeah, it's really high up there. All right, so
what's your score?
I've already said 8.5.
Oh, okay, so we're pretty close.
He's slacking over here.
Yep.
He wasn't listening to me.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. All right, so moving on to the actual theme. The theme, you feel the theme. Like you're building your ship. You are advertising. You are trying to get the right people onto your ship that would appreciate not only your ship, but the trip you're trying to go on. Plus, you're trying to get scientists involved to build technologies to help improve it. It feels right. Like this feels very thematic to me. I like it. The color choices are a little bit vibrant. I'm kind of glad it's not the dark space theme. It gives it a little more, because you're on a cruise ship, so it gives it a little more lively feel, which I do appreciate. Overall, I'm actually really happy with the theme. I'm probably going to give this a 9 on theme. I think they were spot on.
Yeah, I mean, as far as this is almost like a Lacerda type game. It's which are usually not that heavy in theme, but this one really does outdo itself as far as making it thematic. You have, action spaces, obviously, you're going to that give you various abilities, but your ship that you build, it looks like a cruise ship. It's got different, excursions you can do on board or off the ship. And, it's much like if you go on a cruise. And
yeah, like I have one that's a game board convention, a 5D cinema, and an arcade. What gamer isn't going to love that ship? And so the fact is you can, like, build your ship and think, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah. And your passengers have specific types of excursions they like, so you can attract them easier.
Obviously, because some are more adventurous, some are more family-oriented, and, some are obviously more nerdy, which I'm down with. Let's do it.
So, yeah, I think between that and the art and the iconography is really well done on this. And just all the feel of the bits. I mean, I know it's quality, but it also adds to the theme. I think the futuristic look of the coins. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 9 as well.
Okay, all right. So moving on to the actual rulebook, Randy.
Well, the rulebook is a beast. It is huge. It's 48 pages.
There is a lot of minute rules.
Yeah, so they got a breakdown on how to use the manual on the first page, which is always a warning sign. It does have nice, colorful, telling you what the components are and how many there are. It's got sections for the expansion and solo. So the good news, you don't have to read the entire 48 pages, but you do have to read most of the 48 pages. In this case, Adam actually taught the game, so we had the advantage of that. I just used to really reference the book.
Yeah, he did a great job, because this would have been severely overwhelming. Because there are a lot of. Luckily, he's very detailed oriented.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time doing playthroughs, solo playthroughs, just to get the feel of the game, and then
we appreciate his effort.
Yeah, so there's 33 pages of actual rules, and then it goes into the 2-player rules, where you have the 2-player variant, and that's 2 pages. Solo play then comes after, and that's actually pretty extensive. It takes up, about 10 pages maybe. And then your expansions are at the back, and you've got advancements and accommodations expansions. And this is getting ready to go back up on Kickstarter again for the expansions, I believe. So if you missed out on the first sprint run, you could back the Kickstarter and still get it. I haven't checked to see if it's a new expansion or if it's the ones we already have, but it's preparing to launch.
Yeah, well, I will say, as far as like cheat sheets and things like that, you do have a couple of iconography cheat sheets that are on your player board.
Well, you also have these booklets, and they're 8 pages long, which I like when you give you player booklets. I give one for each player.
Yeah.
And this is really handy, and it tells you kind of advice. It's questions like, how do I score points? Very important. How do I get? And it tells you the different things you can get, and it shows you how to get it. This is very handy. This is probably one of the nicest sidekick components I've seen.
Yeah.
You know, as far, I wouldn't even call it a cheat sheet because it's way more advanced than that. So I'm probably going to give the rule book, because of this, a 9 as well.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. All right, so moving on to the actual gameplay. This game is a lot. So we're just going to go over general rules real quick for you to understand. We're not going to get heavy on the details because this is a beast. Definitely on the medium to heavy side. And we're not going to be able to get into all the rules. Just because of it, I do highly recommend seeing a full playthrough or getting a friend that loves you and will play a bunch of solo games so they can teach you. Shout out to Adam. All right, so basically you have workers. Hello, worker. Hi. You're going to go over to the board and you're going to play one of these actions. Now, actually, it's 2 actions. For example, if, like, for example, I have completed ships over here, I may want to start building another ship, so I may go here. So this will allow me to gain a top and a bottom to a ship. I'll get the immediate benefit on the bottom. So that's one action. Now I get to do another action. Now the question is I could do the one on the other side. I could do the same one I've already took. Maybe I want 2 top and bottoms of the ship. Probably not. Was doing good to complete 3. And then the other piece of it is I can get 2 of these cards. However, I don't necessarily have to stay at my location. I can choose to go to the left or to the right. Now, there is a penalty for me doing that. I'm going to have to pay whoever has the cogs the number of coins up here based on the track of my influence. Now, luckily, I'm up here, so it's only going to cost me 1 coin, but at the start of the game, it does take 2, so I would pay yellow a coin to be able to take one of these actions, because I'm basically using their technology to come over to this other side and do that action. Okay, those actions consist of taking pieces that I will eventually build for my spaceship, which might be good since I just started building a new spaceship. Also, I could get resources. You need those resources to be able to ship your ship out into space along with your cruising. Some other actions that you could take is you can schedule a cruise. So basically, you different at the locations of possible cruise options. You're going to take your worker or your cruise director and pick one of those, and they will be later on advertising for your thing. Then the other thing you can do is to get a scientist. So scientists are not cheap. They are very expensive.
Yeah. There's 2 and they're locked on your board, and you have to pay the resources, the coinage, based upon the conditions of whichever scientist.
Yeah, so just kind of keep that in mind. The other one is to pay one of these promo cards and move up the resources, move them back up, and gain money based on the movement back up. So basically you're refilling that resource. I'm a little sad you have to give up a card to do that. I'm not going to lie. It seems...
Yeah, because cards, I mean, you generally pick up the cards because you want to use them, but they also have multiple purposes because they can be used as a resource if you're short a resource, or you can discard them to actually make up some money to gain back some of your money, because money can be tight in this game.
Money is very tight in this game. There's no if. There is. All right, then the other one is you're going to spend a coin for resources or spend a coin for advertisement. I don't know what that action is, actually.
That's restocking.
Oh, right. I remember that now.
Because these don't actually restock by themselves. As the cards get drained, it just stays empty.
Yeah, and then basically it has a bonus. So when you do restock, you get all the bonuses that are revealed. So the more that it's drained, the more bonuses that you end up getting for that. Then the other one is actually getting people to go on your cruise. You're advertising them. You're paying the advertising tokens to get them to go on one particular cruise. It does not have to be one that you've set up already. It could be someone that someone else has set up. It does give you money, and money is hard to come by. So that's basically they end up buying the tickets, right, for a premium, and you're able to spend that. Then obviously, like I said, gaining parts of your ship. This one's to build. Overall, though, I actually really enjoy this game. I suck at it. Robert has only played one. This is his first playthrough. This is my second playthrough. He beat me, like, handily. I was not doing good. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. There's something I'm doing wrong. And I want to play this again because of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Adam and I almost lapped both of you, and that was...
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Adam ended up beating me because of my influence. But Yeah, one of the really key things is these gears, because they not only do they give you the capability of using the abilities, of other spaces that are adjacent without having to pay for it, which is important, but they also, there's 4 different attributes at the top that you can trigger and have that special ability, and it's purging off of your board, which gives you more storage for resources.
But they ain't cheap either.
No, they're not cheap. But they also give you, if you do empty columns of them, they're going to give you in-game scoring. So there's lots of perks for getting your gears off of your board.
Maybe that's what I did wrong.
Well, that's just one of many things. But yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Score-wise, 8.5 to 9. I actually really like this game. I suck at it. I want to play this again to ideally figure out what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely would play it again. I like it a lot.
I really enjoy this one as well. My biggest complaint about it is how short it feels. I mean, at first it's kind of slow, but then as the game builds up, it runs way too fast. And especially the short version of the game, where you just basically put a neutral cube in and block one space in each of the timers, if you will. Because the game ends when cubes fill up all these 3
Which is you do
sections.
by doing things.
And
right?
each time you have a scoring round after each one. But the game will end super fast there at the end, because it just is a rush to ship all your people on the cruises, and every time you do, you put a cube down. And then there's also some a predetermined bonus cube that you can get for 3 different categories that's random. So each game is going to be slightly different, which I like that. Really, I don't think there's much about this I don't like, except for the fact that for the amount of setup and takedown, how it feels like it's too short of a game. But I know a lot of people like the shorter games. It doesn't. This one passes. It probably wasn't as short as it felt like, because you're in the heat of the moment trying to get all your points in.
Well, it felt. We actually it was hours, honey, because I left, took my daughter. I ended up taking my turns virtually. I maintain that's why I lost so badly, because I wasn't involved in y'all did everything I needed to do. But I took her back, and we had only done 3 rounds, and that was a 20-minute drive, 20-minute back. I'm like, Randy, So, but overall, it was great. The one thing I did forget to mention is that if you want to go to a place that someone else is at, you just bump them. They get a resource, an income. They've got income choices over here that you end up getting.
And they don't have to spend a turn recalling their workers,
right?
Because they get their guy back.
So it benefits them quite significantly.
But at least you're not blocked. That's the nice thing.
Yeah, which I appreciate quite significantly.
Right, because this would be a real chore if you had 4 players and you only had 6
Oh yeah, because you end up with 4 workers.
Yeah.
Woo, rough.
Yeah.
No, really happy with the way they did that. Actually. So what was your score?
I like this game a lot. I'm going to probably give it a 9.5, with the caveat that that setup and takedown is a beast, and that's it. I would probably have given it 10, maybe even, if it weren't for all of that. But this is a really good game.
Well, see, I don't experience that because I never put up or take down games.
Yeah.
That is white privilege. That's what that is. I do help on occasion, not often. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We had an absolute blast, and hopefully you'll come hang out with us again. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.